Welcome to Built on Faith Homestead or Leaving Egypt, depending on which video platform you're watching this on. My name is Justin. I live with my wife Melissa. We have 3 kids and we live in a tiny home that we are currently standing in. And we just do the best we can to serve the Lord and live a self-sustainable life the best way that we know how. We thought today, we're coming up on just about being in here a year, and we thought today it would be kind of fun to do a tour of the tiny house, show you a real life experience in a tiny house, not a prim and proper done up house, but what it's like to actually live in it with 3 kids, all under the age of 5, homeschool in this house. I work from home, my wife stays at home and homeschools and all of that. So we just thought we'd show you the reality of it and give you a little tour, and then me and Melissa will come back and talk to you about what we feel like, how it's been being in this tiny house for almost a year now. Sorry about the late video. We had a bit of a sewer issue I had to address as the snow was coming, and so it's going to be kind of a late video, so sorry about that. But stick along if you'd like to take the grand tour of the tiny house.
I once was lost, oh, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see.
All right, so what you guys are looking at here is our kitchen space. This is our dining room table. This is also our school space. This is where we do our tiny house talks that you might have seen here. That's the pantry that you'll see in that video. We got our freezers in here that are doubling as some counter space. You can see my wife's sewing machine. She tries to make the kids some dresses and different things. My wife's soap, right, oven. That's a regular size oven. Melissa's getting some supper rounded up for the kids. There's our sinks. We just got wash tub sinks in here. Great big sinks because we do a lot of canning and a lot of our own butchering and stuff, and it's just handy to have some great big sinks, and of course the refrigerator. And now all I'm gonna do is turn around to show you the other part of the house. So I am standing up, leaning up against that same refrigerator, and this is what we would call like the living room type area. There's the stairs to the girls' loft, right? There is our wood stove that I joke about being our luxury spin. Here's our recliner. The wife's got her yarn in that great big bag there. Front doors. And so, all right, wood stove, there's a little shelf, there's back to our refrigerator, there's the kitchen, pretty small space, extra firewood for the snow that is currently occurring. And we'll take you into the bedroom. All right, guys, we are in the bedroom. This doubles as Bo's room right now because he's still too little to be in his loft. So we've got just like a queen size bed in here. Of course, the window, closet, a couple of nightstands. Here by the bed that we've attached to the sides of the wall. We have all of our clothes in those closets, except for like our coats, which are up by the door. We'll show you in a little bit. But a queen size bed, a crib, and a little space for closets, and that is about all that will jam into this room. Bobo's crib. Just for storage. Right underneath his crib is his clothes in the tub. And then we'll show you the cool little thing that this door does. All right, opens up, and then we can open that up, and in there we got towels and sheets and those kinds of things. And that is underneath the stairs for the girls' loft. Here is the girls' loft. They got a couple of beds up here, although I don't know why. They usually sleep in the same one. And all of their clothes and toys and those kinds of things that every little girl needs to have in their room. And then we have the bathroom space, right? Stand-up shower, concrete pad, stacked up washer and dryer, toilet, hot water heater, another wash tub sink, kind of your odds and ends there along beside the mirror. Nothing too crazy in here. Place to hang clothes if you don't want to dry them in the dryer. You can dry them by hanging them in here, which we have 2 exhaust fans in here, so we can dry out clothes pretty quick if we want to. Coat rack to hang our clothes. And then up there, I told you guys, this is not the prim and proper, this is the real living in it version. So one of these days, that up there will be Bo's loft. But right now, it's just extra storage. You can see I have my hunting clothes right there at the edge of the stairs. because any guys that hunt, you know, deer season, sometimes your clothes get strung out all over the place, but I don't have the space to do that here. So I would just take that tub back and forth to put my clothes back and forth, slide it up there, out of the way. So we did all the work ourselves, just paneling and raw wood, raw pine wood. We didn't want to stain it. We did the countertops. I'll show you those in just a second. We did the countertops, but the cabinets, those sort of things, they're just raw pine wood because we like the way that it looks. So that's what we done. The countertops here are just pine wood that is stained, and then we put the epoxy over the top of them. Seasoning racks on both sides of the oven. Once again, just trying to make up space, all that you can. Everything best you can needs to be utilized. There is the inside of our pantry, built primarily to hold canned stuff. We got all kinds of stuff in there right now, but primarily to hold our canned goods from our garden. This was a must for us. This was something we had to have, wasn't it, sweetie? Yeah. If you're going to build one of these tiny houses, finish it out, there are some things that you're going to have to decide are musts for you. For us, pantry, room to can, all of those kinds of things was a must for us. Big sinks, a must. A big refrigerator, we're a big family, plus milk cow and all that. We needed to have a big refrigerator to store our stuff in. We are still working on storage, trying to learn the best ways to store things and change things up a little bit, build extra shelving, all of that kind of stuff. We're always looking for space, right? But we are getting it, and at the end of the day, here's the thing, is I did not want to shove a 1,200 square foot house into this little house, right? So we're getting rid of stuff we don't need. We're learning what we actually use and what we don't. That way it won't take up space for us. All right, so like we said before, we've been in this just about a year now, living in it all day, every day. Kids, homeschooling, trying to study, trying to read our Bibles, trying to do the things that we need to do, edit videos, all of that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
So, what do you think now? Anybody can do anything for a short amount of time. What do you think after being a year in here?
So I still really like it, honestly. And I'm not just saying that because we're doing a video about it. I really do like it. You learn to get used to things a little differently.
Yeah.
As far as just moving around and whatnot as a big family and giving each other the space we need, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's also helped us to draw closer together. I feel like I love the fact that I homeschool at the dinner table. I did that at the old house, but it just feels different here. And I still really like it. The only thing I don't like probably would be, like, if we do have people over, it's like a game of shuffle through the kitchen because our table, you'll see earlier on, our table's kind of in the middle of the kitchen. It's just how it kind of, it's got to be. But
there's enough room to sit, but there's not enough room for to sit and get around. Both.
Yeah.
Right?
If you have like people already sitting at the table, it's hard to, like, if you need around at the trash can or something like that, you have to kind of play a game of shuffle. But
yeah,
I like it. You learn to deal with less, and sometimes less can equal more.
That's right. So for me, yeah, having people over can be tough. Sometimes of an evening can be tough, just finding room for everybody to sit, right?
Yeah, that's another one.
That can be a tough one. I gotta switch it up here. I'm hurting. There we go. I think storage, just learning how to store the things we do need. There probably should have been some more forethought into that as we were building the tiny house, because I could have worked some other things in, but I didn't think it'd be necessary. And now I'm realizing, like, maybe it was more necessary than anticipated.
I think we've done pretty good, though.
We have. Trying to think what else, anything else. So I would say my biggest probably complaint would be nowadays, it would be trying to find a spot to go and, like, study.
Yeah, for
right.
you, yeah.
Yeah, a place to really go and study. I've utilized, like, my truck, right, when the weather's decent, or even outside at the picnic table. Bedroom, right, just go in the bedroom. And the kids do pretty good that way, those kinds of things. So for us, the reward of living in the tiny house, the closeness that we feel to one another, the financial burden being much easier than where we were at and what we were doing. The freedom, and most of all, because the Lord told us to.
Yeah.
Right? Makes it all worth it to us.
Yeah.
For sure. So, if you're thinking about going to a tiny home, you feel like it's something you're supposed to do, go for it, man. You can
It's
do
awesome.
it. Yeah, you can do it. We will catch you on the next video.
See you guys.